Hello dear students of third prep science. Let's go to start our episode today as we have to study أو عندنا revision or general revision today. So let's go to start with the first type of questions as give reason for. يلا بينا نبدأ. So we have here the general revision. Number one لو سمحتوا على المونيتور. General revision. Number one, cars and planes are provided with speedometers. أو speedometer. Cars and planes are provided with speedometer. طبعا I think to measure the speed directly عشان نقيس السرعة بطريقة مباشرة and we know the meaning of speedometer is عداد سرعة. Number two, we say that an object moves with regular speed. We say that an object moves with regular speed. So here we can use the definition of regular speed. And the meaning of regular speed is because they cover equal distances in equal intervals or periods of time. So we use here the definition of regular speed. Number three, it is hard to measure the regular speed of the car practically. It is hard to measure the regular speed of the car practically. طبعا here in this question we can't measure it's hard to measure the regular speed of any object as a person, as a train, because these objects move with different speeds, as here we have to answer according to or due to the motion of traffic. بسبب حركة طبعا المرور we have no regular speed. Number four, here we have physicists use mathematical relations like graphs and tables. Here we use mathematical relations like graphs and tables. Why? Number one, to indicate the relation between the physical quantities. Number one, to indicate the relation between the physical quantities أو العلاقات between the physical quantities. Number two, to describe the physical quantities in easy way. To describe the physical quantities in easy way. أقدر أوصفهم بطريقة سهلة and indicate يعني أعرف the relation between the physical quantities طبعا as directly proportional or inversely proportional and so on. Number five, when the driver use the car brakes, which means الفرامل, we say that is a decelerating motion. So here we can use what to answer this question? We use what? Decelerating motion or negative acceleration. Here we have because the speed decreases through the time or final speed is greater than initial speed. Final speed is less than initial speed. يبقى we use here the definition of decelerating motion. The speed decreases through the time or as time passes. يعني السرعة بتقل. يبقى here we have final speed less than initial speed أو أقل من السرعة اللي بدأ بيها. Number six, the body which moves with acceleration never move at regular speed or regular motion. So here we have to answer according to what? Acceleration or regular motion or regular speed. But we have negative here as never moves with regular motion or regular speed. يبقى we answer according to what? Acceleration. And the meaning of acceleration is what? Meaning of acceleration is because the body's speed changes through time pass أو as time passes أو as time pass or طبعا through time unit. يبقى in this question we use what? We use the definition of acceleration and answer according it, not the answer we didn't use here the definition of regular speed or regular motion because he said in this question never use أو never moves with طبعا regular speed. Number 7. It is said that the body moves with the uniform acceleration. So here we have to answer according to what? Yes, according to uniform acceleration. So the answer here is what? Yes, because the body's speed change with equal values through equal or unequal intervals of time. Again, the speed change as we talk about acceleration, but in equal values because we talk about uniform through and equal intervals of time. So here we talk about uniform acceleration. Speed time graphs. Speed time graphs. For an object which moves with uniform speed is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Here we have what and what? Here we have a speed time graph. So here we have VT graph. As we see here, V and T. So we talk about acceleration, but at the same time is represented by straight line parallel to the time axis. So here we have no change in the speed. ما عندناش تغيير في السرعة. So in this case we can say what? We can say because the speed doesn't change. السرعة ما اتغيرتش. As we see here, straight line parallel to the time axis. So the speed doesn't change because the body moves with uniform speed, or we can say the speed is constant. السرعة ثابتة. And we know what? We know V and T is acceleration, so we have straight line parallel to the time axis. Next question is, mass and time are scalar physical quantities, and we know mass, time, speed, distance, temperature are scalar physical quantities. So we use what here to answer? We have to know the definition of physical quantities here as scalar physical quantity. So here we have to answer what, because they identify with what? With magnitude only. We have to identify any physical quantity as scalar physical quantity by using here we have magnitude only. طبعا magnitude which means measuring unit with number. يعني مثلا for example 5 kilogram. So we talk about what? We talk about mass. And we have time مثلا 3 hours. So we talk about what? We talk about time. So we identify the scalar physical quantities by using here the magnitude only. But on other hand, we have what here? We have velocity, force are vector physical quantities. So here we have velocity, force, weight, acceleration, displacement are vector physical quantities. أقول له because they identify with magnitude and direction. As we have, for example, as a velocity, we can say velocity here 3 meters per second eastwards. يعني 3 meter per second eastward شرقا. So we have to identify here by using what? By using magnitude and direction. As here we have magnitude and here we have eastward is direction. Number 11. The body which moves in a straight line, لو بيتحرك in straight line, its displacement equal its distance. We have only one case, the object moves or its displacement equal its distance, امتى؟ اقول له because in this case the distance صح، اقول له equal the shortest straight line between 2 points. So here we have a mix between what and what? Between distance, but we use the definition of displacement only in this case. Only in this case. Because we have distance equal what? Yes, equal shortest straight line between 2 points. ده امتى؟ if the body moves in a straight line in one direction. In one direction. Next question is the amount of fuel by plane are different according to the wind direction. كلمة amount of fuel يعني كمية الوقود. By a plane or aeroplane are different according to the wind direction. بتختلف على أساس wind direction اتجاه الرياح. هنا طبعا هقول له because A. Yes, as we studied before in unit 1 قلنا yes, because when the plane flies against wind direction will consume more fuel. يعني if the plane flies لو الطيارة طارت against wind direction ضد اتجاه الريح will consume more fuel هتستهلك وقود أكتر. Some students can answer by أو in opposite way because when the plane flies with wind direction it will consume less fuel. يعني ممكن أخليها كده as you like. Number 15. The image that formed by the plane mirror is virtual. So here we have to answer by using virtual as what is meant by virtual. Virtual is what? Because it can't be received on the screen. طيب لو نفترض for example we have this answer as give reason for. يعني if we have to identify or to define virtual, it can't be received on a screen. طب give reason for why the virtual image can't be received on the screen. أقول له we have mirror here, we talk about mirror, so we talk about light reflection. So the answer is because it formed due to intersection of extensions of reflected rays. Listen, dear students, we have here what we talk about mirror. So we talk about reflected light rays. But at the same time we have virtual image. And the virtual image is formed due to intersection of extension of reflected rays. Here we have question as convex mirror is divergent mirror. We have to translate divergent. We have to translate mirror. Divergent يعني بتشتت. So we can say because it separates light after reflection. Why? Because we talk about here we talk about a mirror. And divergent, which means separates light rays after reflection. Concave mirror is convergent mirror, or concave mirror is used in solar oven, الفرن الشمسي. We have two questions with the same answer. الاثنين بنفس الإجابة. As here we have concave mirror is convergent mirror. طبعا we translate convergent and we translate mirror. Convergent, which means مجمعة. So because what? It collects light after reflection. Collects convergent. Light after reflection according to mirror. Next question is طبعا السؤال اللي فات كده احنا separates light rays after reflection ونمبر 17 قلنا it collects light after reflection. السؤال اللي بعديه بيقول لي what happens if the light ray falls perpendicular on the reflecting surface. If the light ray falls perpendicular on the reflecting surface, in this case it will reflect on itself as we studied before in second prep. خدناها قبل كده second prep and now in third prep. Number 2, the light ray falls on the center of curvature. What? On the center of curvature, as we have here C. تمام? What happens? Of concave or convex mirror. If the light ray falls on the center of curvature like the previous question, زي السؤال اللي قبليه, as falls perpendicular on the reflecting surface, so here the light will reflect on itself, because angle of incidence equal angle of reflection equal 0. Number 3, بيقول لي the light ray pass through the focus of the mirror. What happens? خلي بالنا, we have focus of the mirror as in this case, يعني focus of the mirror concave طبعا. Here we have the principal axis. Here we have focus, center of curvature, focus, and the pole of the mirror. If the light ray falls through or passes through the focus of the mirror like that, it will reflect parallel to the principal axis like that. So the answer here, it will reflect parallel to the principal axis. It will reflect what? Parallel to the principal axis. Next question is, the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis of concave mirror. طبعا if the light ray falls parallel to the concave mirror, as we see here, طبعا we have the principal axis like that, and the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis. Here we have C, here we have F, and here we have P, but in this case the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis by ruler طبعا. It will reflect through focus as the opposite of the previous question, عكس السؤال اللي قبليه. Here the light ray falls, اللي هي number 3, through focus, it will reflect parallel to the principal axis, but in this question we have the light falls parallel to the principal axis, it will reflect through focus, as you see here in this question, dear students. The last question in this episode, the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis of convex lens. خلي بالنا هنا lens يبقى refract, but we have lens like that, we have two faces of the lens, because lens is a part of two spheres. We have center of curvature here, focus, optical center, focus, and here we have center of curvature. So if the light ray falls parallel to the principal axis, in this case of the convex lens, it will refract, not reflect, through focus, as we see here like that. يبقى refract through أو passing through focus. Last question, آخر سؤال. Here we have the final speed of an object is less than initial speed, as we have V2 less than V1. So the object has what we talk about acceleration, because we have change in speed in this case. So the body moves with decelerating motion or negative acceleration. Okay, dear students, at the end of this episode we have to remember how can we pick the answer from the question. ازاي نقدر نجمع الإجابة من السؤال. And we should write أو read the question more than one time. نقدر نقراه أكتر من مرة واحدة, because we have to remember reflection, refraction, mirrors, lenses, as divergent, convergent, some expressions like that. طبعا at the end of this episode طبعا we should remember how can we draw the lenses, problems of lenses, problems of mirrors, how can we use protractor and ruler in these cases، ازاي نقدر نرسمها. طبعا definitions and the most easy way to study to understand number one, and how can we use comparison to save your time. يعني ممكن اسهل على نفسي ان انا I use comparison in my study as we have uniform with non-uniform speed, as we have positive acceleration, negative acceleration, as we have real image, a virtual image, and so on. Okay, dear students, يعني I think we can complete our revision next week inshallah. Until we meet again, thank you, see you, and goodbye.